everybody, and welcome to Ziemann Football League Podcast, week number 2. Can you say injury? Because there was a lot of it in week 2, including key injuries. Jamal Charles, Tony has 2 broken ribs, Romo, and torn hamstring Miles Austin are among all of the key injuries. You name the injury, I can tell you who had one in week 2. Let's get things rolling. Matchup number 1 of the week was Idaho Vandals against Team America. Idaho Vandals had Drew Brees with 33 points and Miles Austin 40.5 points. How did Mike know to play Miles Austin over Steve Smith after Steve Smith had 30.5 points last week? Something I can't explain. While Team America had a pretty average week this week and finished with 86 points, making the final, Idaho Vandals 145 and Team America 86. That's a butt whipping, boys. On a side note, Team America left Fred Jackson on his bench with 28 points. Looks like he's fighting for a starting spot now with Chris Beanie Wells. On to our next matchup, I Pity the Fool against Welcome to Philadelphia. This was a key matchup going into the week, so let's see who came out on top. I Pity the Fool had every player in the teens or higher except Mike Williams. That's hard to do, folks. With Tom Brady at 31, Megatron at 17.5, he's on fire to start the year, and Tony Gonzo Gonzalez with 23.5. Not to mention, Tony Gonzalez is now 4th on the all-time career receptions list. Way to go, Tony. On the other side of the ball, Welcome to Philadelphia had 3 players in the single digits and 1 player get blanketed, and him being Antonio Gates. Who would have thought Vic City's 3rd round pick would get blanketed? Looks like Bill Belichick really schemed up something good for that week. Good. I'm pretty mad at Bill right now, but what are you going to do? He's not returning my calls. Philadelphia's main problem right now is the mayor of the town, Michael Vick. Left the 4th quarter with a concussion in Sunday night's NFL game, and his return to week 3 is in question. So there could be main problems with Philadelphia. But does he have enough manpower to back it up on the bench? We'll see. The final score being I Pity the Fool 135.5 to Welcome to Philadelphia 76.6. Let's see what Philadelphia's head coach had to say after the game.
We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We the second half we
On to our next matchup, Mom's Mashers against Below Me. Mom's Mashers went crazy off the charts this week, having Kevin Cobb, Peyton Hillis, Adrian Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald, and Rob Gronkowski all in the double digits, having 22 points or higher, while Below Me only had 2 players above 20 points with Aaron Rodgers and Javid Best, having the final 164 going to Mom's Mashers and Below Me 113. Sorry, John. Better luck next week, buddy. And now to our matchup of the week. Basic Training against Pylons. Basic Training had Phillip Rivers and LaShawn McCoy stand out in the game, but Felix Jones, Brandon Lloyd, and Deshaun Jackson all were pretty below average. finishing basic training with 80.5. And Pylons, on the other hand, had Andre Johnson, who is on fire of late, had 18.5, and Ahmad Bradshaw with 10.5, and Flacco with 11, having Pylons at 77. With the matchup of the week coming down to the wire, folks, basic training comes out on top, 80.5, to Pylons, 77. Way to circle the wagons, basic training, and pull out the W. On another side note, I was talking with the commissioner earlier this week, and he said this was one of the most highest scoring weeks in Ziemann Fantasy League history. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. On to our next matchup, the Brown Triangles at Donkey Punchers. The Brown Triangles had multiple breakout players, but mainly noted Jeremy Macklin, 35.5 points, 13 catches, 2 touchdowns, 171 receiving yards. That's a game. While Billy Van Dam and the Donkey Punchers had D. McFadden for the Oakland Raiders, scoring 26.5 points. 1 receiving touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. He does it all, folks. While Billy had Cammy Newts on the bench with 24 points, 432 passing yards. That's 2 games to start off the season on an incredible start for rookie Cam. Best in NFL history. But the Brown Triangles came out on top, 135-94 for Donkey Punchers. Way to come back in week 2, Jer. That a boy. And now for our final game of the week, Miller Time Marauders against Team Rosenhaus. Marauders had Tony Broken Ribs Romo with 26 points, but the most key injury and first pick in every league around the nation, Jamal Charles, had a torn ACL and will be out for the year. He finished with 2 points in the game and will have 0 for the rest of the season. Better find a good backup, because he's done, folks. While Team Rosenhaus had pretty good games from all his players, but still is not choosing to play Kenny Britt. With 21.5 points, 135 receiving yards he had, and a touchdown on 9 catches. Still on Mike's bench. When's it going to get across his head? But he still pulled out the win with 105.5 points to Miller Time Marauders 92.5. That'll wrap it up for week 2 in the Ziemann Fantasy League podcast. Key matchups next week within the league are Donkey Punchers at Mom's Mashers. Donkey Punchers is still looking for his first win, while below me at the Brown Triangles are both at 1-1, trying to claw their way up to the top of the division. Key injuries this week were Miles Austin with a hamstring pull. He'll be probably out for 3 weeks, in my medical opinion. Don't trust me. Tony Romo, I don't know his status. He has 2 fractured ribs, so his status is up in the air still. And Michael Vick's status with a concussion is still up in the air. Check back Sunday morning to get your local and online resources to make those and to see if those players should be in your lineup. I'm out. Good luck in week 3, boys and grandma. Love. Peace.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L. I said so. I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like Bledsoe.